Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the subscriber contracts. And today's contract, Tempars Flare, set in Dubai. And the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Paul Anderson 37. So, onto our briefing. Tempars Flare in Dubai. 47's flight was diverted from Haven Island to Dubai, and no refund was offered. The agency wants revenge. Part 2 is coming. So, moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them. 3 must be eliminated as event security, 1 in an electrocution, 1 with a falling object, and 1 via a fire, and 2 must be eliminated as the penthouse guard any way we see fit. And we also have only 1 exit available. We can only eliminate our targets. No bodies can be found excluding accidents and poisons. Do not get spotted, and no recordings as our objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the art crew, and we'll be bringing with us a remote micro taser, an enigmatic gas grenade, and our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to do a little bit of legwork, as one of our targets is somewhat tricky. So we're just going to run straight around the corridor to our left, all the way to the end where we will find a fuse box on the wall. And if we turn off that fuse box, that will get the attention of one of these 2 young ladies. And we've got the patrolling young lady. Ideally we wanted the one on the iPad, but it doesn't really matter. So once she comes around to investigate, we can then render her unconscious. We're going to hide her in the crate provided, and we will return for her colleague. We've left the fuse box running, so that should distract her momentarily, and she will move away from the box that she is stood in front of, and we can then get behind her and render her unconscious. She's just undecided as whether to give me the lip or go and check the fuse box. Ultimately, the result would be the same. So once we have her unconscious, we can hide her in the closet or the crate with her colleague there. We're going to turn off that fuse box now, we don't need that anymore. We're going to make our way out onto the balcony where we will find another crew member. So we're just going to duck down behind this generator here, turn that off, make our way around the blue tarp, and when our friend here comes to investigate the generator, we're going to shoot out the camera that is up on the wall ahead of us. The guy just gave me a little scare, I thought he was coming this way. So once we've destroyed the camera, we can then make our way behind the crew member, render him unconscious. We're going to hide his body in the crate just inside the door, as we could very well cause a bit of panic and someone could very well come and find him. So once we have all of that done, we're going to return to the balcony area, retrieve the crowbar, and then make our way to the door that leads to the art installation. There is our target along with Marcus Stuyvesant, and our target is his personal bodyguard. So when they get to this door, they will stop for a few moments, and we are going to open the door, throw our crowbar against the wall, and Marcus will send in our target. Marcus is also a target, but we will get to him in due course. And once we have our target here and alone, we can render him unconscious. We're going to take his outfit, as that is a requirement. We're then going to drag him out onto the balcony, and to the only source of fire that I can think of on this entire map. There may be another that I'm forgetting. So once we have him in position, we can then just take out our pistol and put a couple of holes in the fire barrel and eliminate our target. So one down after a lengthy setup, and luckily the rest are not so intensive. And speaking of the rest, we're going to make our way now to the security office on the first floor here. And just outside the security office we will find our next target, this young lady. And we're going to wait for the guard to move away before we throw our hermetic gas grenade at our target's feet. So we're just going to give that guard a little bit of time to get nicely away. We're going to throw the gas grenade at our target. She will get sick and she will make her way down the stairs, and she will follow this exact route. So we're going to make our way down the stairs ahead of her. We're going to cut through the laundry room, which seems rather small for such a large building, and into the first cubicle in the bathroom here. This is probably the trickiest point of the mission. When the young lady finally joins us, we're going to close the door behind her, render her unconscious. We're then going to drag her body over to the sink. We're just going to try and get her nicely tucked up, because we are going to have to exit this room and her body will be spotted almost immediately. So what we want to do is we want to drop our taser onto the body here. We're going to overflow the sink and immediately leave the room as quickly as possible. As you can see, someone is already coming to investigate. So as soon as we are clear of the room, we are going to trigger the taser, and that will eliminate our next target. And moving on, as we run past Marcus once again, we will eventually get to him. We're going to head up the stairs overlooking the VIP area, and Marcus's daughter is currently sitting at the table and is currently alone. She is joined for some time by Lucy Phillips, but we managed to catch her whilst she was alone, so we could easily just drop the chandelier on her head using the winch. We're then going to head up onto the top of the art installation and retrieve the crowbar from the toolbox, and we're then going to hop over the fence and up into the penthouse area. We're going to render the guard on duty up here unconscious if he's over by this machine, and we're going to hide him in the maintenance room closet, or the storage room closet, and we're going to take his outfit, as that is a requirement for the next 2 kills, and it will help us get around a lot easier. So from here we're going to head to the small security office, and we're going to retrieve the evacuation key card, and we're going to input the code 6927, which will gain us access to the safe and the key card. And once we have that, we can then continue up into the penthouse area, and up here we're going to have to trigger a conversation and time things a little bit. Not much, just a little. So we're going to use our crowbar to bust our way into the penthouse. We're going to pass through the pantry into the kitchen, retrieve the kitchen knife from the counter. We're then going to make our way towards the living room or lounge area and trigger a conversation between these 2 guards who are discussing, I believe, the evacuation process. We're also going to trigger this conversation between the guard and the maid, and then we're going to make our way up the stairs, and we're going to wait right here by the evacuation terminal. And we're just going to wait here for a few seconds. We just want to let those conversations play out a little before we slice the first terminal with our key card, and then immediately run downstairs and slice the second terminal with our key card. As you can see, we are here a little prematurely, but luckily enough this conversation is about to finish and the gentlemen are about to head off, and we are now free and clear to sabotage both of the parachutes, and this will take care of our final 2 targets. And all that's left for us to do now is to wait by an exit, and we only have the 1 exit available to us, and it just so happens to be all the way back downstairs. So while Carl and Marcus are heading upstairs in a panic, we are going to head downstairs in a casual jog. So we're just going to make our way all the way back down, and we're heading for the atrium elevator. And while we're doing this, Marcus and Kyle will be heading for the helicopter, which they will find is not ready for takeoff. So they will switch to their parachutes and they will throw themselves off of a perfectly good building, having not packed their chutes themselves. A very important lesson will be learned here. So once Marcus and Carl have thrown themselves off the building, we are going to take the slower but more guaranteed to survive method of descending to the ground. So there we go, 1 more subscriber contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we met all of our objectives, and we gain our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.